Hey guys, so for the first tip I can give you is to have a strong password. Now, a lot of people have heard about this, whether it was from friends, family, school, etc., that having a strong password makes it very hard for hackers to get into your account and steal your information. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of examples of weak passwords and strong passwords. And I'll also try my best to explain how different types of ways people can decode passwords. So now let's start off with a simple weak password such as March. Now if you look at that, that's a very weak password. Anybody can predict that, especially if your birthday's in March. Now if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can make it like this. Now with the symbol at the end, that makes it a little bit more difficult for people to guess and for the computer to try to guess. But in reality, a strong password will be a combination of several different random words, letters, and symbols. So what we can do is that we can put together different things like dog, cat, ran, beach, um, and then walk. Now these are a bunch of random words, so it makes it harder for a computer to try to decode it. And another thing that you can do to make it even better would be to add an 8, 9, and some symbols. Now, compare the three passwords. If you look at the third password, it looks completely different than the other two. Now, whenever a computer tries to figure out a password, what it does is that it runs several different like numbers or letters on a keyboard, and it tries to decode it like that. So if you have something like your birthday, your dog's name, family member, and stuff like that, it makes it very easy for the computer to try to predict it. But if you have something really random like dog, cat, ran, beach, walk, and then numbers and symbols thrown into that, that makes it very, very difficult for people and for computers to try to decode. So one of the main things that you'd want would be to have a strong password, whether it's social media or your email or just any website and stuff like that. A strong password is one of the number one easiest and best things you can do for your account. So with the first tip out of the way, let's get started with the second tip. Now let's get started with the second easiest tip I can give you. For the second tip, I went to Yahoo Answers and I clicked on a random thing. I don't know what the post was even about, I just clicked on it. Because what I'm going to show you is that a lot of websites have ads such as this one, or this one, or stuff like this, where they just pop out of nowhere and they're here on your website wherever you're browsing, on your phone, on your computer, or anything. And sometimes people might find it a little bit tempting to click on them, or they believe that they want to actually like win something, or it's a cool game that they want to try and stuff like that. But sometimes these ads are not safe. I mean, looking at this one, this looks like a safe ad, like it's just a Ford ad, and if you click on it, it's just gonna send you to Ford. But then there's some other ones, such as these. These right here, these do not look like safe ads. And anybody going through this website can just look at this and they think, oh, maybe this is part of the website, and let me just answer it and stuff like that. Now, I've seen this happen a lot of times when it comes to like parents and grandparents, where they see an ad that says, congratulations, you have won a free gift card to Walmart or something like that. And I've seen some people actually go through it and almost finish putting their information in there. I mean, if you see that they're asking for your social security, that's pretty much a given that you shouldn't do it. But some people go through it and they actually put it and they end up losing their identity. So the second tip I can give you is to be careful on all the ads that pop out and stuff like this, and to not be tempted to click on them. Whether they can be a Ford ad like this, or they can be a random questionnaire like the one that was here, or something like that. Even if they say that you won $1 million or that you won a free iPad, I'm telling you right now, all of those are fake. Do not be tempted by those. They are just gonna steal your identity. They are just gonna give you a virus, or they're gonna do something even worse. Now, one of the most common things that people do to secure themselves online is to have an antivirus. There's a lot of people that suggest that if you have Windows 10, you don't need an antivirus since you already have Windows Defender. But it's always better to be safe than sorry. Now, there's different types of antiviruses. There's free antiviruses, there's some that you can pay for, and I recommend paying for them. They're not that expensive, like compared to what they do for you. So the top three that I can tell you right now would probably be Norton, McAfee, and Kaspersky. Kaspersky being the best one out there, and if you really, really want to be secured and you really want to like push that security on your computer, I recommend going with this one, Kaspersky. And they offer that for the Androids and your computers. So if you want, you can get the 2 for 1, where you can get it on your computer and your phone. Now there's other ones such as Norton and McAfee. This one usually comes free when you first buy a laptop, so sometimes they're already installed. And usually you just gotta keep paying for them after the trial ends. Now, a lot of people also get them for free when they go to a university. So I recommend, if you're in a university, checking to see if you can download one for free. I know, for an example, Texas Tech University in Texas, they offer a free antivirus for all the computers that are going to be there on campus and for the students. Now, I recommend getting an antivirus since if you don't want to do anything to make sure that your computer is secured, usually these antiviruses will do all the work for you. So I recommend getting an antivirus whether if you think you're already secured or if you want to be secured. Now, the most stereotypical way that people can get you is by it being a Nigerian prince saying, "Oh, I'm gonna die and I want to send all my money to you. Just give me your PayPal account." Now, a lot of people already know not to go with this, but there are still some people that still do it. Now, no matter what anybody tells you, no matter if it's a family member saying, "Oh, I got stuck here in Dallas and my phone died. I'm using someone else's. Can you send me money on this PayPal account?" Or, "Oh, this is your nephew. I need some money to pay for college. Can you send me some money on this account?" Don't fall for that. It's pretty easy to not be able to fall for that, but a lot of people still do it, and a lot of people end up falling for those mistakes. Now, these are just some of the examples. Some of these may be like the Russian prince, or say for an example, this one. Free message, your bill is ready to view. Please visit this or dial that to balance information. So you need to be careful whenever you're receiving messages and calls, especially if they're from things you trust, or if they're a little suspicious. Say for an example, this person messes up and you have T-Mobile and they send you a Verizon message. That's already a given that this is fake. And usually they'll tell you to visit a website that looks very weird. So if it's an actual Verizon message, they will usually send you to an actual Verizon website, not something called mobile.vzw.com/viewbill. This is kind of shady, and you can already tell that this is fake. So there's a lot of different messages you may get, and a lot of different calls that you may get. Now, one of the most common calls that I have even received were people from Microsoft or people from an email service or something, and usually they have like a foreign voice. I don't know why. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but usually they have a foreign voice, and they usually ask if you're an owner of a Microsoft computer and stuff like that. And if you say yes, they usually respond by, Oh, because we've been receiving some messages that your computer has been running into some issues, and we need you to give us your account information in order for us to log on and secure it. Usually, these are all usually fake. Even if it was the real Microsoft team, the real Microsoft team wouldn't be calling you on your phone. They would use a different method of contacting you. So, whenever you get a call, don't respond by the words yes, because they will even monitor that. If you really want to respond, try using a different method, such as I am a owner of a Microsoft computer, or yes, no, sorry, not yes, but I do own a Microsoft computer. So try your best not to say yes, even as hard as it is to say the word yes. I mean to not say the word yes. Do not use the word yes whenever you're on these phones, because usually they can be monitored and replayed in order to access your information. So these are just a couple of ways that a lot of people get hacked. These are the more common and newer ways. So if you're new to this and if you don't know that much about this, usually if there is someone that needs your help, they will either contact you in person, such as go to your house, or if they really need to get a hold of you, they will call from a legit number and not something fake such as this. Or if they want you to visit a website, it will look like an actual website, not something weird with these weird words inside. So be careful whenever you're looking at your messages and your emails. Do not fall for these fake people. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up the second video of the 3-part series. I hope you learned something, and I hope you share it with family members, grandparents, etc. so that somebody will learn something and you will help them have a safer experience online. Remember to be safe, responsible, and have a good day. Later.